Before we get into today's episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Open Doors, Open Mind YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook and now TikTok. Links to all will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's watch the episode.
Episode 35.
Episode 35 is the one.
Yeah.
It took us 35 episodes to get how many subscribers?
I don't know. I don't look at that.
100. We got it.
Have we done it?
Exactly what you said would happen.
before Christmas.
Yes, you did. You said it would happen, and it did.
There we go. Well done. Thank you so much for subscribing. All you have to do now is watch.
Yeah, now we've got the subscribers. You just need to get the minutes up for us. So that would be marvellous.
But we're doing stuff and other things. Obviously, we've got that you could just listen to the audio of this and on Spotify. You can also see shorts, reels, and I'm going to put some stuff up on TikTok. Do we have our TikTok?
No, we don't offer Open Doors in Mind. We don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to put one up, and then we'll try and see if we can get
Get it that way
platform for it as well.
Sounds like
Something
a plan.
to do. Doing New Year's resolutions. Do you do them?
I do.
Oh,
I've already set mine after a podcast we did.
Pete, do you do
Like
them?
You said.
Nah.
No. What is it?
So I've got a few, but it comes under that one umbrella. You know what you said about doing something for a year, giving it your all?
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm plan on doing a lot more stuff in mental health courses, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to give that 100%. I'm going to go 100%.
Like 100%.
Well, you know what you said, as in give
Yeah,
it
you have the
everything,
focus,
focus on that and my training and literally see where I am in a year. Give it my all at everything.
Like work harder than you've ever worked on it ever.
Yep. Mental health wise, fitness wise, diet wise, everything.
That's a lot.
No, I kind of I was having a discussion with somebody the other day that I know say people, you don't take care of yourself, but you're doing the bare minimum to get through. You said you have to like yourself and love yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I want to do. I want to do what I want to do, what I'm passionate about, and give it everything I've got.
That's pretty strong.
That's my New Year's resolution.
I like it.
Yeah. So, also, while we're on this subject
Why?
of the last podcast,
episode 34.
episode 34.
I'm trying to get it in my mind because I forget every time.
So obviously we got the 100 subscribers.
Thank you very much.
We obviously basically put it out there.
That's what you did.
I do it all the time.
I asked him just before we went on camera. I was the thing that he does that annoys him when he watches things back, because you have to kind of learn from it. And your thing was
the pop.
What is that? Is that thinking? Is that your
You see something on
I've never seen anyone do that.
Have you not, when people were concentrating?
No, oh,
Or
okay.
thinking
Wait,
and
is that your concentration?
Yeah, it's like
noise.
Set, reset.
Okay.
Think about what you're talking about before you open your mouth.
I don't know what I knew. Yours at the beginning used to bang the table.
Yeah.
That used to be, but you stopped doing that.
Yeah. And yours is obviously the...
I move it all the time. I'm trying not to. And do you know what? I notice if I don't move it, then I'm doing this. Writing nothing, just pretending. It's fine.
So we obviously hit out there our own opinion, or my own opinion.
Yes.
And it's got quite a response.
Okay.
And I don't see any of it as negative. It's all other people are saying, oh, that's wrong, this is right. But I truly don't think there is a right or wrong answer to the question.
Well, I think that people like it to be that they're right a lot. And I feel like you're probably not. But then me having that opinion means I'm probably not. So it's ongoing.
Because obviously we put out there, can you cure? And obviously we got that off of a frequently asked question on the mental health gov site.
Yes.
And that was obviously, we were going through the questions to see what people wanted to answer, or the most frequent. So obviously we gave our opinion.
Yeah.
And we got a bit of a response. So even last night when I was in the gym, someone actually shouted across the gym, "It's manageable."
Oh.
And obviously we've
That's
got a
what we said.
response, and obviously we're going to bring some guests on, so ones that have got different points of views.
I think we should
all
just guess all the time for next year. That should be a New Year's resolution.
Well, I
that
think
can be yours, Pete. Just
with-
have guests booked in all the time. There you go.
with the response of what we got off of that, I think we got a fair few guests with lots of different opinions. Again, I still truly believe how the way you put it. If you drop an egg, you can put it back together. It's never going to be completely the same, is it?
No. Have you seen the description about feelings?
No.
Do you, Pete, do you have a piece of paper here with you?
Not to hand, sorry.
This works well. So we'll come back to it. I'll put a pin in it, and we'll do it in the next episode, and I'll tell you the theory on feelings.
But obviously, the way I see mental health is if there was a cure,
Yeah.
somebody would be very rich, right?
Would you? Am I beeping or is it you beeping? I don't know. I think you're beeping.
No, it's my phone up on the
Oh,
side.
it's
Yeah,
because
I
you're
put it
so
on silent.
popular, aren't you?
Oh, it's somebody saying, "Stop saying them words."
Stop saying stuff. I don't know what you said. What did you say?
Do you think if there was a cure,
Yeah.
that someone would be very rich from it? I'm not saying you can't cure it to a certain extent, but you'll never get, because somebody said to me, and I hit this positively, he said, nobody's watched your podcast correctly because you actually turned around and said in it, I had to watch it back myself, that mental health is for a positive and negative. So if there was a cure, you'd never have a positive.
Right.
And I think that's where everyone's missing. Everyone's using the word mental health in a bad light.
I've said
The
it from
word,
the beginning. It needs to change.
It needs to change. And obviously that's what this podcast is about, isn't it?
I call it life. Honestly, I call it life, and no one gets through it unscathed, unscarred ever.
No.
From a very young age, we fall off your bike. You've got a
Because
scar on
if
your
you
leg
are,
on
you're
your
in a
arm.
serious bubble and you've been...
Well, then you can't take anything if it does happen. So when the first person in your family dies, you can't take it because you've never experienced any death ever. Then you're thrown straight into a bad case of MH. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're not ready, or you don't have the tools to deal with it.
I feel stronger now going through and still going through certain things in my life because of the experience I've had. Like
only
that
on the
darkest
experiences, only on the experiences, things that you have had.
stuff that I have had,
But
yeah.
anything that comes curveball, can you deal with in the same way? I feel like not. Like if my dog hears a sound for the first time, it's like, what? What's that? But if it hears it again, it doesn't even look up.
Yeah, but if you heard a bang of a firework and then a bang of a car, it's kind of prepared, right?
But on actual life feeling stuff that happens, that's saying that, you know, you've had something that happen, you know how to deal with it. So if it happens again, it's fine. But anything else that happens will still be the same feeling as the first time the other thing happened. I don't think you feel stronger, like, on all the things.
I
being
feel
shot
like
at you.
I've got more tools. And obviously, if people want to use that in the saying that the tools is the cure and how I do certain things from the computers to the sports to all the different stuff that I'm doing, perhaps that can be interpreted as the cure.
Maybe it's a bit like if you've been shot or stabbed, and then you're like, oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll wear a stab vest or a bullet vest, right? And then he goes, cool, but I'm safe now. But then the train hits you. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that we might be forgetting that something else is going to take your Jenga stack down,
Yeah.
I think.
But with the experience of you had off the X Factor and bits and pieces.
This is interesting because my friend was talking about this the other day, and she made me watch something that I'd never watched before on the show.
Go on.
Well, when I did the show, it's very up and down. And if you watch the judges and what happens, it seems strange. So I'm like, what's going on here, right? And then it gets to this week, and when I do the performance, everyone thinks that I'm sad for a completely different reason to why I'm sad. And everyone thinks they know. And I never tell them that they don't know. I never tell them what the real reason was. And the real reason was they never gave me the music. I never heard it before. So I'm singing on the stage. It's in a completely different key. And no one is giving me the music. So I'm on that stage and I can't hear the song. We have no in-ears. Everyone's shouting and screaming beforehand. It's just strings at the beginning. I have no idea. So I can only sing original key because that's what I practice. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I finished the song, they were like, "Oh, it's out of key. You seem to have lost your mojo. What's happened to you? Everyone else has been fine when they're in the bottom two because I was in the bottom two the week before. And like, you need to just pull your socks up." Nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? That there's an idea of people having a perception of what is wrong with you without even asking you.
Correct.
And then when they do ask you, they don't just listen.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, here is my advice." And you're like, I don't fucking ask.
I didn't fucking want to know.
I don't, because I think, and I'm susceptible to this situation. My friends can talk to me about loads of stuff. And I heard this conversation that someone said, a guy called Bruce said to me, he went, "Oh, I asked my wife when she's upset or needs to talk about something, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "Oh, well, would you like my advice or would you like me just to listen?" And it just changes everything. Because sometimes people just want you to listen. They don't want you. So then we can turn off our advice brain and we can just listen. And be like, yeah, that is rubbish. And I think it's really important to do that. But everyone's trying to fix everyone. You don't have to try and fix anyone. They didn't ask you.
That's not a bad way of looking at it.
It's all crazy. Week, how's it been?
It's been quite a good week, actually, to be pretty honest.
Yeah.
Lots of problems solved.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have periods with my mental health where it's really bad and I struggle.
In a week or just like, is it interchangeable? Do you find
It's interchangeable. So like, in the politest way, the weather can affect me.
It's cold.
Sunshine. And I know it sounds really mad. Like I'm starting to do sunbeds again, just not for, obviously, well, it helps with the tan.
Hey, you look glowing.
But in the sense
I was going to ask if you were pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Not because you put on any weight, you just had a glow. So really, what I'm asking you, are you getting laid? So he didn't say no.
Peter, please just.
With Peter, I knew it.
Oh, Mr. Grizzly. He could be Big Spoon.
Oh, you little. Well, let's not get into that. Anyway, so have you ever written down the days you feel like this?
No, someone's actually said to me, "Why don't you write a diary?"
Yeah.
Of why you're feeling.
And we can read it out live on a Wednesday.
So like sometimes like playing strategy games, bits and pieces like that, stuff that gets your brain actually thinking, helps. And then other days it just doesn't even seem to scratch the surface.
Yeah, but it's like the same with food, isn't it? Like,
No, but I think it all depends on what I'm mentally hung up on.
Oh yeah, it's true. And if your kids are okay that day, or if you know what I mean, if you woke up on the right side of bed and you know you felt good, it's just, or you did something to make you feel good.
Yeah, like I've literally painted my living room.
Nice.
And the satisfaction of looking back at it and putting a Christmas tree up, and it was something really simple. You know, me and my son did it together.
Yes,
painted
memories.
the living room. And it was, I don't know, I just woke up the following day feeling, oh yeah, like as if you've accomplished something.
But you can do the same thing the next day because it wouldn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
And I feel like my mental health is like that. It all depends on what physical stress life is chucking to me at that time. Is how, so like this week I've solved, a lot of things fell into place, not because I was like, oh, it was like a couple of weeks ago to a month ago that I set them off and it kind of all, not that I planned it coming together, it just come together all at the same time, and I've had a good week. But I'm wondering to myself, if that hadn't happened, would I have had such a good mental health week? Do you understand what I mean?
It's a chicken and the egg.
And I don't know, I think a lot of people, for myself, I do create a lot of my own stress.
I think everyone
over
does.
worrying about things that you can't physically handle.
Oh, someone asked me that a long time ago. They said, "Oh, do you do anything better worrying about it?" I was like, "No. Well, then don't." And I actually don't. I'm not really a worrier. I just have to put the work in. Like, if I don't put the work in, then I'll worry. I was filming a commercial like the other day. You should have been there. It'd have been great. I was filming a commercial the other day, and
Sore subject.
I knew I didn't have loads of lines, but but I knew what I needed to do, and so I just learned the lines that I had, and I was like, but also make it really natural because that's what they wanted. You know what I mean? They want it, and it couldn't have gone any better. But I still have to put the work in, and then think, okay, now don't worry about it. Because if I worry about it, it's worse. Because if I think it's about me, that's where it's wrong. It's not about me. It's never about me, really. Nearly nothing is about me. I'm part of stuff, but it's not about me. And I think as soon as I sort of know that, then the pressure is off.
Yeah, see, I find if I try to do that once where don't worry about it.
I didn't say don't worry about it. I think you just have to not worry about it.
Yeah, and I found that nothing got done unless I was worried about it.
Oh, okay. So your incentive is to worry to get things done. You have to change your incentive.
In what? How?
So say, you know, the carrot and the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're like, but I don't like carrots. You're like, cool. What do you like? Put that on a stick. Shut up. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just one of these people. Unless I'm worried about it,
No,
it
you
won't get done.
No. You've made it into a thing. You're like, oh, I don't get up until 8 o'clock. Say that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll just get up at 7. No, but that's not what I do. Okay. But would it make your life easier? Yeah. We'll get up at 7.
Mm.
And what you're maybe saying is like, I can't do something unless I worry about it. Cool. Do you want to get better or not? Because if you don't, in that circumstance, then you're not going to get better because you already put that little fence up.
Yeah, I find a lot of people do put, like, okay, you got to eat this to help your mental health. Yeah, but I don't like that. What? Yeah, but you're treating it as a luxury rather than a purpose.
You're like, I don't care what you like.
Yeah, and it's like, well, that will give you the vitamins. Yeah, but I don't like that.
Tough.
I find a lot of people in the world always look for an excuse. It's easier to look for an excuse not to do something.
Mate, I could go through my own and anyone else's trolley and I could tell them that is a reason they don't like themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We could go to any supermarket right now and be like, hey, what's your version of yourself? What do you like? What do you like about yourself? And anything physical you like about themselves? Any Asian, any.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, no, not really. I don't like this and I don't like this. And they'd be like, cool. Do you reckon any of this is to do with it? With that, if you took that out, how would that make you feel if you went home and you didn't have that ice cream or you didn't have that packet of crisps and stuff like that, but then you didn't do that for a year?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, like I'm going to do for a year is literally, because that, like you said, that year's going to go whether I do it or don't do it. It's
yeah, but if you don't do it, you'll feel exactly the same as you do now.
Yep.
But if you do it, even if it works or not, change will happen and you would have learnt something than if you just carry on in the same trajectory that you're doing now.
Yeah.
So
my question to you is
oh, here we go.
Clear the throat.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Oh, what's my New Year's? I was going to learn how to play guitar.
I thought you could.
No.
Was that somebody else on X Factor was playing guitar?
Maybe. I don't know. It wasn't me. It's fine. Can you name people from X Factor?
Ollie Murs.
Ollie was from X Factor, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Oh, what was the girl with the big hair?
What do you mean?
Yeah. You?
Leona Lewis, is that who you're thinking? Big hair?
No.
Oh, I don't know who you're thinking.
Oh, she sung... This is where I'm not very good with music.
Sing Purple Rain?
Nope.
Is she Spanish?
Nope.
Well, put the answers in the comments below.
Mixed race girl.
Yeah.
I had to think of the politically correct word there.
I don't even think it's that. It changes every single day. You probably cancelled now.
Yeah, probably cancelled.
Yeah, demonetise everything.
I wanted to say half caste, but you're not allowed that. Apparently that's wrong, but my friend's allowed to call himself half caste. Mixed race.
We can call us whatever I
lady
want.
with the big curly hair.
So it's not Leona Lewis.
I don't know her name.
She sings like Bleeding Love and like she sang the Christmas song One More Sleep, whatever it's called. I think it's called One More Sleep. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, literally just gonna learn how to play guitar.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's your New Year's resolution. So if you're going to give 12 months of learning the guitar,
Yeah.
there's nothing else.
Why should there be? Isn't that manageable? Isn't that achievable? And don't I want to make sure that I get it done? If it's one thing that I have to focus on, I can do that.
No, because I think there's another challenge that you've got to do for the next 12 months.
Don't want there to be.
Okay, well, I'm asking you to. And it's going to do with the postcode lottery.
What is it?
Get me a job.
Yeah, it's not happening.
See, you fell at the challenge of the first hurdle.
No, it's not a challenge I want to take a part of. It's nothing to do with me. It's to do with you. You get the job there.
I am. Through you.
Not happening.
Why?
Because you'd have to
Are
take.
you saying, hang on, are you saying I'm not good enough for that?
Just because you've been for one sunbed doesn't mean you can take my job. You're not taking that box. That's what he's trying to do. We'll come across and it'll just be like a version of me.
I could do that truck thing. Easy, that advert.
I don't think he actually even did the truck thing. I think he didn't actually really drive it. I think someone had to wear a wig.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't think
So was you not all there at the same time then? Or was it like...
Don't know. I don't think Jason Donovan can drive a truck
Why not?
in England.
He's Australian,
That's not the same.
right?
What? Because he's Australian, he can drive a truck.
Definitely.
He's
I watched Australian
Also
truckers.
an actor.
Right.
Yeah.
Act like you're driving it then.
He did, and then
No.
they got the stunt person in to do it. With
The
the Jason,
stunt person to
the
drive
Jason Donovan wig.
the big stunt, right?
Yeah,
Beep, beep.
yeah. That's
So
him.
why didn't they trust you to drive it?
Because I'm not leading this campaign. Jason is.
So basically, he's treating you how you're treating me, saying he's better than you, then, right?
Yeah, he's been around. He's deserving of to be leading campaigns. He's much bigger than me. Not in stature. I'm taller than him, but like,
Are you really?
am I taller than Jason Donovan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not that tall. He's a lovely guy.
So, who's the tallest out of all of you then?
Matt Johnson.
No.
He's the guy with the brown hair. There's only 5 of us in the advert.
I can think of you, Jeff, and Jason, and the ladies. That's it.
Jude. Well, there's another one.
Is he? He's not very popular, is he?
He's very popular.
Oh, look at you sticking over that. See, I wish you'd come to my defence like that.
I will.
Yeah.
If someone said,
Give me the job then.
if someone said you are the second best person on this podcast, I'd be like, that's fair.
No, you know full well that's not where I was going.
Because obviously Pete's number 1, then you're second, I'm third. That's what it is.
Pete, you haven't really said much today.
Because he hasn't had any space. Have you seen
Because
this?
you talk too much. That's
Way
your,
too
that,
much.
You're way too much.
Is that my downfall?
Yeah. Well, no, because obviously the podcast will be a bit boring. Wouldn't it?
I talk a lot. Yes, Pete.
You wouldn't get your swan bit. That did quite well though, right?
It's all right. I put it up. It's fine. People are watching it.
Oh, you did it. You just do it so... Yeah, I'll put it up.
I did. I was on a dog walk. I was freezing. And I just did it this morning. I was just like, I'll try it. I put that one up.
Why that bit then?
Because it was quick.
Not because of what it actually meant then.
No, I just think it's a thing that people would just go, oh yeah, and then carry on. That's what it kind of needs to happen in that way. I think anything longer than a minute, then no one's watching the whole thing.
Yeah, because obviously that seems to have worked to get us to our 100 subscribers.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. So, what is the kind of headline for this episode, apart from just us just chatting away about,
The
what we're doing
headline
next?
for this is that can you cure mental health?
Yes, we've
We
had a
would
debate on this.
love to hear. You're more than welcome to come on and put your opinion across,
Or just write a comment.
or even write a comment and we'll read it out. If you want to send us a message or an audio through any one of the platforms.
That's a good thing that people could do. We could set up a thing and then they could sort of do like a voice note and we
Yeah.
can play it and then we can answer those questions. Or they could just do a video or whatever.
Yeah, because obviously, I'm not saying I'm an expert in it, because
You don't need to be. We have other people that are younger than us to do it.
yeah, the next generation can tell me I was wrong for the last 40 odd years. But no, honestly, I want to hear everyone's opinions. I don't see any of them as a negative. Some people have said to me, "Oh, that what people are saying, some of it's negative, some of it's positive." I see it as a discussion that needs to be had about mental health. mental health is got such a stigma around it. If I said, "Oh, I've had a real bad mental health day," oh, do I really want to employ that person? Is he suffering? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's bollocks. It's no. Every person has mental health problems. Everyone may not as much or as strong as other people. Or I'm not saying anybody's worse, better, but everybody has mental health, positive and negative. You can't tell me you was not nervous getting on that stage. Your mental health, you had to keep yourself in a certain place, and
What, every week?
yeah.
I think if you overthink it, you could Harry Kane it.
Oh wow, that's quite a good way to flick that in there.
And I think if you have that idea and then you try and sit with it too much, you will freak yourself out. And I think that, you know, in the England game that just happened, Harry took a penalty perfectly. It was wonderful. And then the second penalty, he did something different. He was still, there's a couple of things that were going on when Harry did that, but he put the ball down, short run up, and then he put the ball down, and then he rejigged the ball. He second guessed what he was doing already. Because he'd already done a penalty that he'd already scored, so he second guessed it. So he's already changed what he does naturally.
Is that not through the pressure though?
Of course it is.
Knowing obviously.
Also, his teammates in goal. So, we're playing France.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he plays for Spurs. The Spurs keeper is a French keeper. So, Lloris knows everything that Harry can do. Harry can score, but Lloris was in training with him every day. So, he knows everything. He knows everyone's insecurity, like you do with your ex-wife, you do with your friends and stuff like that. Like, you know their insecurities, you know how to push their buttons, you know how to their psychology. And so it's a big moment. It's a bigger moment for Harry than it is for the keeper. Keeper's not meant to save it. Harry's meant to score it. But he didn't. Funny thing about it, though, if you think about it, out of all the times that England have ever lost in anything, World Cup, Euros, blah, 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 all the way down the line since we've been born, this might be the first time that there nearly is no backlash. I think Harry's getting away with it. I think Harry's not being blamed. I think we played a good game.
Is that because he scored a good one first? Do you think?
I just think it was kind of just done in a different way, and I don't think it wasn't penalties we're going at. He missed a penalty in the game. We could have scored other times in that game. He did, you know, he scored his penalty, but I just feel like there isn't the hatred that has been for other players in the past, like Southgate himself.
But do you not think that's because people have accepted that we're going to lose?
Well, the funny thing about losing, I find so weird, right, is that statistically, you're definitely going to lose. Because only one team can win.
It's kind of normal now, is it not?
No, it's not normal. Only one team can win every 4 years. Statistically, you are going to lose.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, well, of course we did win once. Okay, not in any of our lifetime, but we have won. There's loads of countries that have never won. You know what I mean? So I just feel like you could be like, oh, well, we're used to it. Well, so is every other country. It's only France has potential to win 2 back-to-back World Cups. That's it.
So what would you take from that then?
I think there's probably quite a lot of strength in Harry, and I think he's not really going to be to blame for us going out. I think we just got beaten by moments, and that's what just happens in life. I think sometimes moments can get you, but it's about how you react after those moments and be like, yeah, I gotta get up. I could be sad for a week, but then I gotta get up and I gotta carry on doing stuff, because if I make it any longer, it turns into something else.
It's not a bad way of looking at it.
I have no idea. This is just stuff. I'm not scripted. Like, there's literally nothing on my laptop, right? I'm not scripted. Like, I'm not.
He does it to make himself look like
anything. There, there are notes. I do have notes here, but like, I guess everything's just ideas and feelings and reactions and stuff like that. But none of this stuff is known. And can you cure mental health? Can you cure someone else's? No, I don't think you can. Can they put in protocols just for you to feel better. Yeah, maybe with some talking, maybe some medication, maybe some distraction, maybe less toxic environment around you. But I don't think any of those things exist. I don't know. I think you're never scared of, when you're a child and you burn your hand. I think you're never scared of burning your hand before that, but as soon as that happens forever, then you're scared of it. You have that moment in your mind, you're like, don't do that. But before that, you're like, la, 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 and just skipping through life until something happens. You're like, oh,
Whoops.
I shouldn't do that. Yeah. I mean, we can go really, really deep in it. We've got a bit of time here. Talk about mental health. Say that your life has been absolutely, fine or not fine, either side. And we've probably have to say, the saddest news in the news I've heard in a very, very long time.
Go on.
The kids that were on the lake.
The ones that drowned. Yeah.
That domino effect of a community must be the worst thing. Take everything that's ever happened to you in your life. Can you even imagine?
No.
Can you even imagine that kid was just your neighbor? Like, you'd be like, what?
Mm.
And the kid went in there to try and save one and then died? It's just like, and that domino effect, and I have to say sometimes, and I've always said, when it comes to the worst things in your life that is going on, they still matter, but you have to put things into perspective. And you would never swap places with that horrible thing that happened with anyone that is connected with it, ever. No matter how you feel about how bad your day is or how you felt and stuff like that. I'm not taking that away. It's still important. But I think we need to put things like in the box of reality of we just think our feelings are so important all the time, and these things happen. It was such a small thing, such a small, very innocent thing that they were doing that went the worst possible case scenario. And it's just, my heart goes out to anyone that's connected with anyone that has been in that, was in that situation, or been in a situation similar. It's just, it is, and no matter how bad my life or my day or whatever is happening, I look at these stories that I don't go to look for, and just, they come up, and I'm like, wow, I need to stop complaining today.
It doesn't make yours any more.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I think it puts it in. No, it does make it. It should. I think it should make you feel like, in a way of just like, I need to get over my thing today.
Yeah, I can see how you could think that.
So it's not curable. I think you can cure it, but I think you can put things into a place where just like, wow, I am so lucky. And we should be writing down the things that we're lucky about and not just what is wrong with us or what's bad things happening today.
It's kind of like what they say about changing your mindset, I suppose.
Only you can do it, and no one else cares if you do it or don't.
So like life coaches, they can change your mindset, I suppose, in certain ways.
It depends if you agree with it enough. You know what I mean? It's a bit like someone said you should probably give up smoking because you can make you ill. You're like, yeah, okay, cool. But until you decide to do that, then it's not going to change. Even if they've strolled out a load of people who've had terrible, terrible challenges and health problems because of it. It's them. It's a funny thing. Like, but if you were invested and you're just like, actually, I would like to. So I'm going to go and sit and talk to people.
You want more out of it because you've made that decision to do
it.
Right?
Someone telling you to do stuff. Like, we are so not good at being told what to do.
No, as a species, I don't think we are. Because if you look at, there wouldn't be wars if you were.
But just look at when you have to tell your kids off when they're toddlers. Watch what happens. They don't go, oh yeah, okay, I'll stop doing that. They go into meltdown.
Yep.
We still have that in us. We just share in a different way.
Yeah, you just learn how to live in society, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, on that note, we're going to finish there. But please, guys, obviously, we're here to get the word out about mental health, open the discussions that not many people want to have about it. We're not saying we've got the right answers. Perhaps there's a combination of people out there. I think everyone's got a different opinion. But please, guys, if you want to come on or leave us a voice note or leave us a comment about your opinion about...
We could play the video up here, couldn't we?
We could play the video up there, yeah, we can. And I think it's quite a strong statement. Can you cure mental health? I would be very interested to find out your opinions and your thoughts on it.
This is serious. I feel like we did serious voices.
Serious, very good.
Well, I'll see you on the other side.
Let's see what happens next week, right?
Yeah.
Next week. We doing this time next week?
We'll find out.
No, because
See what it's
basically,
about.
no. The reason why I want to ask that question, there's a purpose.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Christmas week.
It is. Yeah.
So we're doing Christmas jumpers.
We can do.
I think people... No. Go on, just tell the viewers that you don't want to do it.
It's not I don't want to do
Come
it.
on, Scrooge.
I haven't. No, I did put up Christmas decorations. I actually did do it. I said I wasn't going to do it. So
Why would you not want to do it?
because no one was at my house, and I'm not spending Christmas.
You
at
got
my
the dog,
house.
right? How did you know the dog didn't want Christmas decorations up?
Because the dog is a dog. Let's not start.
Oh, you've upset some viewers now, I'm telling you.
If you're putting up Christmas decorations for your animals, yeah, have fun
Oh,
on
leave
your
comments.
own.
Leave comments. Right, guys, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.